Guys, I'm Matt. I'm the pastor here at Triad Adventist Fellowship. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this message is an encouragement to you, and welcome home. Well, that was a stupid question. You've probably said it. You've probably thought it. In fact, you may have been the one to ask the stupid question. Today, as we continue this series on the Gospel of John, the untold stories that only he tells us, we look at a story that Jesus appears to ask a stupid question. See, this story involves a man, an unnamed man. We never learn who he is, but he's been a paraplegic for 38 years. Now, being a paraplegic in Jesus' day is a lot different than it is today. There's no one cared for him in that day. There was no health insurance. There were no wheelchairs. If he wanted to get somewhere, he had to drag himself by his hands. He had to crawl. There were also no colostomy bags. Nasty thought, but he had no bowel control. If he had a bowel movement, he couldn't help it. He couldn't clean himself up. It was not a pretty sight. And this man had been that way for 38 years. And the only hope for him that he thought of was there was this pool of water in Jerusalem. And there was this legend that an angel would stir the water up, and if you were the first one to get into the pool, you would be magically healed. He believed that. Now, there was no truth to that. There was no angel that stirred the water. It was actually a spring of water, and it wasn't some magic pool of health. But he believed that, so every day he would drag himself to that pool. But by being a paraplegic with no one to help him, he was never the first one in the water. So for 38 years, he seemed to have no hope. And then one day Jesus walks up to him, and Jesus asks this question: do you want to get well? Kind of seems like a stupid question, doesn't it? Of course the man wanted to get well. He had been suffering for 38 years. But I think when we look at it, it's not a stupid question. Do we really want to get well? Think about it. I mean, I need to lose some weight. I know what I need to do to lose weight. I know I need to lower my caloric intake. I need to exercise more. But do I do it? I know what I need to do, but I don't do it. We become comfortable in our brokenness. So Jesus asked that question, do you want to get well? And what does Jesus do? On the spot, he heals the man. He heals him. After 38 years, he can get up, he picks up his mat and walks away, perfectly healed. Now, this man's faith isn't what healed him. In fact, he didn't even know who Jesus was, didn't even know Jesus' name. But this healing created faith in this man instead of faith healing him. And in fact, a little later on, Jesus finds this man, and this time the man is in the temple. A good sign that perhaps his life is changed, that he's a new man. Jesus finds him in the temple, and Jesus says something to him that is also a bit shocking. Jesus says, stop sinning, or something worse will happen to you. Now, he wasn't saying that pain and suffering is a result of our sin. Now, it certainly can be, but it's not necessarily that. I mean, for instance, if you have a STD, it may be because you've been sleeping around. Pain and suffering can be a result of a sin, but it's not that way. This man wasn't, somebody born blind, maybe just born blind. It wasn't because of sin in their life, but Jesus says to this man, stop sinning, or something worse may come, which implies that this man's suffering may have been because of his sin in his life. Jesus says, stop blaming others. Stop blaming others. Stop trying to make it someone else's fault, and to change your life, to have a relationship with God. That is what can heal you. So we're left with two questions, not stupid questions, but two questions. Do you want to get well? Not just for that man who had been a paraplegic for 38 years, but for each and every one of us with whatever we're going through. Do you want to get well? And the second question is, are you willing to own your sin and to admit your need for Jesus in your life? Are you going to stop sinning? Do you want to get well? Are you willing to stop sinning? Not stupid questions, but the key to building a relationship with Jesus. And only in that relationship can we have true healing. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, click below. You can also comment below. Subscribe to our channel and also hit that notification bell so you'll know whenever we post a new video. Again, hope it was an encouragement, and welcome home.